Okay, so previously we already discussed about the different water treatment methods which are used for the purification of the water. That is from the if you consider the water treatment plant, so that is the aeration, or then sedimentation, then coagulation, then flocculation, then filtration, then disinfection, and other water softening methods. So these are the different methods which are used for the purification of water. But excluding this all water treatment method, some of the other methods which are also used for the treatment of water, and that methods are called as advanced water treatment method. Okay, so what are that different advanced water treatment methods? So the first one you can say the defluoridation, next one you can say the reverse osmosis, then you can say the microfiltration, ultrafiltration, okay, and membrane filtration. So these are the different process or different methods which are used for the purification of water. Okay, so what are that other methods instead the water treatment plant? Okay, so you can see, so these are the different intake structure, that is surface water, reservoir and groundwater. Then aeration, it is one of the method which is used to dissolve the gases. Okay. Then flocculation, which is used to remove the clay, organic material, metals, organism. Filtration, which also used to trap the particles from that water. Disinfection is to kill the microorganism and bacteria which present into the water. Okay, so either by chlorination or UV radiation. These are the initial treatment. Basically, the screen allow to remove the floating solid, then sedimentation and flocculation to remove 90% of solids and viruses, and the filtration for removal of bacteria and other impurities like organic impurities. Okay. So final treatment, basically the final treatment is the disinfection process and the fluoridation process. So disinfection basically for the removal of the organism and bacteria, that is chlorine gas or hypochlorite. This chemical which are used for the killing of bacteria and organism, that is called as disinfection. And fluoridation, it is one of the method which is used to remove the excessive fluoride content which present into that water. Okay, so that process is called as fluoridation. Okay, so sodium fluoride NaF or sodium fluorosilicate. So home water quality. Okay, so the potential problems in home water, that is hardness, iron and manganese, then sulfur in the form of sulfides, then salt and salinity, then pathogens, bacteria and viruses, metals and organic. Okay, so these contaminants may be toxic to the human beings. Okay, so nuisance contamination, that is hardness, iron, turbidity, color, odor and taste. Then hardness, that is due to the calcium and magnesium. Okay, so soft hardness 0 to 17, slightly hard 7 to 16, moderately 60 to 120, hard 120 180, and very hard 180 plus. Okay, so if the hardness is present in water, there's soap scum, then scale and cooking problems. Then hardness treatment. So hardness treatment which can be removed, or hardness can be removed by the water softening method. It is called as cation exchange resin. So hard water entered into cation exchange resin and which convert into the soft water. Okay, so cation exchange resin, you can see this is what the negative charge ions and positive charge ions which attracts, and you get the filtered water. Then harmful contaminant present in water. So if you consider potable water, which is consists the pathogen, minerals, metals and organic chemicals. Okay, so acute toxicity within 48 hours and chronic toxicity, the long-term toxicity. Okay, small amounts, lead, arsenic. Okay, these are the different contaminants: lead, silver and mercury. Then these are the other trace metals like manganese, iron, cobalt, copper. Okay, these are the nitrates. Okay, coliform bacteria. Okay, so what are the different treatments for sanitation and disinfection? So most commonly used chlorination, then boiling and UV radiation. Okay, so ultraviolet radiation, that is nothing but UV rays which are used for the killing of bacteria. Then home treatment, then water filters, so the different ceramic filters, ion exchange or carbon treatment methods. These are the three-stage filtration we can use for the filtration of water. Okay, you can see stage 1, that is ceramic filter, stage 2 activated carbon filter, and stage 3, that is heavy metal separation, okay, heavy metal reducing media. Okay, so these are the three-stage water filtration which are used in filtered. Then ion exchange filter, that is again same. Then solid carbon block mount filters, or then the activated carbon. Okay, so activated carbon, it is one of the important method which is used for the treatment of water. Okay, so this method you can say the advanced water treatment method. Okay, so what are the different advantages of activated carbon treatment? Okay, so first thing is that this activated carbon treatment, it helps the process of coagulation if it is used before the filtration of water. Okay. Suppose if you use activated carbon before the filtration of water, then it helps for the process of coagulation. Next, this activated carbon also helps to reduce the chlorine demand of the treated water. Next, it also helps to remove the organic material from the water. It helps to remove the dust developed through the excessive use of chlorine, hydrogen sulfide, iron, manganese, and phenol. Okay, if it is overdose, it is still harmless. The consumer is about 222 to 5 mm, and the vertical distance between two beds is about, okay, so that is about a filter. So how much filter? So if it is overdose, then it is harmless. Okay, so these are the different some of the advantages of the methods or the process of the activated carbon. Okay, so you can see why it is called as activated, because this carbon is going to be heated. Okay, so this you can see the filtration. Okay, so absorption, so spontaneous movement of preliminary organic contaminants from water. Okay, so you can see the granular activated carbon. Why it is called as activated? Because it is activated by heating the charcoal to provide additional surface area for the absorption. Okay, so when we are going to use the activated carbon, so that activated carbon is activated. So if it is activated, then having the huge amount of surface area, and if it contains a huge amount of surface area, it removes the maximum impurities from the water. Okay, so that's why it is activated by heating the charcoal. Okay, so that is called as activated carbon. Okay, so it is available under the sink or whole house. Remove some inorganics, chlorine, organics, pesticides. Okay, taste and odor from that water. Okay, but it does not remove the nitrates and bacteria and dissolved minerals. Okay, so the next one is carbon filter removal. Okay, so this is about activated carbon. Okay, so activated carbon, it is in the form of charcoal or vegetable carbon. It is produced from lignite, charcoal, then paper mill waste, and the sawdust and other carbonous material. By heating inside the closed vessel to activate it by passing air or steam through it, by which it get oxidized, and by doing this the hydrocarbons are removed which are interfere with the absorption of the organic material and from the water to be treated. Okay, so this is what the process of activated carbon is used. Okay, which is used to remove the color, odor, and taste of the water. Okay, so how to use activated carbon? So you can use activated carbon into different forms. Either you can say you can use as a granular media in the powder forms in filter media. Okay, so powder form also you can add it to the raw water before any regular treatment. You can also add together with the coagulant in mixing tanks. Also you can use activated carbon as a filter media instead the sand layer in the rapid sand filter. Okay, and also you can add it. Uh, that's the same like a filter media. Okay, so that's why the activated carbon you can use as a filter media or you can use as a powder form. Okay. So these are the various advantages of the activated carbon which is used to remove the color, odor, and taste of the water. Okay. So one of the next important process that is called as reverse osmosis. Okay. So as you know, the reverse osmosis process, that process which is nothing but, why it is called as reverse osmosis, because normally the process of osmosis, it is nothing but the natural process of fluid flow across the semipermeable membrane barrier. Okay, so due to change in pressure and the temperature, the diluted solution would move towards the concentration solution to reduce the salt, and that is what called as the reverse osmosis. Okay, so in this picture you can see on the one side, that is which contain the salt solution, and one side which contain the no salt solution. Okay, and which contains membrane, that is permeable membrane. to pass water only. Okay, so due to the pressurized or due to the temperature, that water is only allowed through that semi-permeable membrane. So that's why the salt molecule will be separate on the one side and you get the clear water on the one side of that permeable membrane. So this is what the process of the osmosis. Okay. Reverse osmosis, you can see this is what, if that contain the salt solution and if you pressurize that water, so you get the pure water on one side and you get contaminant, that is different contain molecule or other salt solution you can remove from the one side of that membrane. Okay, so that is the process of the reverse osmosis. If external pressure to the salt solution is provided, then equilibrium will be developed and which remove the clear water on one side and which remove the salt solution on one side. Okay, so this is what the activated carbon filters, which used to remove the color, odor and taste. Ion exchange method, which is used to remove the charged contaminants like metals. And reverse osmosis, which is used to remove the sediments, viruses, bacteria and dissolved solid. Okay, so defluoridation, it is one of the method which is used for the removal of fluoride. Okay, so what is fluoride? Fluoride, it is nothing but which present into the water. Okay, so up to 1 ppm it is okay for the drinking purpose, but if it is exceed the limit of 1 to 2 ppm, then it causes the reduction in the cavities of teeth among the young children, and it also helps to reduce the decaying and missing of teeth, and that is called as fluorosis. Okay, so it is important to remove the fluoride from that water. Okay, and that process of removal of fluoride from that water, that is called as a defluoridation process. Okay, so this defluoridation process, it is done to maintain the permissible limit of fluoride into the drinking water. Okay, and what is the permissible limit? 1 to 2 ppm. Okay, so for the removal of excessive amount of fluoride, we done the defluoridation and we maintain 1 to 2 ppm of the limit of fluoride into the water. Okay, so then defluoridation can be done by using activated carbon, that can be done by using lime soda process, or by using calcium phosphate. Okay, we can remove the fluoride content from that water. Okay, so this is what the different methods of the defluoridation. Okay, so this is about the different process which are used for the removing of color, odor and taste from that water, like a defluoridation, then a reverse osmosis process, then activated carbon process, and one of the process, that is aeration process, that we already discussed in the first chapter, which is also used for the removing of color, odor and taste of the water. Okay, so this aeration process, when the water are brought in close contact with the air, which remove the bacteria, which absorb the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide, which also reduce the corrosion in supply pipes, and which also remove the hydrogen sulfide and water from that water, and it also remove or oxidize the iron and manganese from that water. Okay, so these are the different processes which are used. Again, one of the point, that is the removal of iron and manganese, and iron and manganese that can be removed by the process of the aeration. Okay, so this is all about the different water treatment process, that is reverse osmosis process, then membrane filtration process, then reverse osmosis process, then defluoridation process, and removal of iron and manganese by aeration.